Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Again, I want to ask if you are going to be here for the Yom Tov of Shavuos, and you're planning to daven at the second minyan at 8:20 for Yom Tov, not the Vasikin minyan. Please do me a favor and sign up. We're holding by Mishna in the second parak of Pirkay Avos. What a pleasure. We are dedicated by the Fisher family, Lili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. Also, we're dedicated to Nishmas David ben Chaim, Lefu Shalema for Moshe ben Chai, Eliyahu Moshe ben Chai, Sorry Yaakov ben Basi Aleah, for the schus of Avram ben Yom ben Shema Malk Yudis and family, by Yod Klugman and family, Lefu Shalema for Moshe ben Esther Fradel, for Rivka Bashir Aleah, Chana Bashir Shabina, Lefu Shalema for Avi Da'aya ben Rivka, Hinda Bas Chai Yisara, and Meir ben Chai Yisara. They should have Lefu Shalema, L'Sech Sharcha Yisrael. Now, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, we're going from great to great. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Kibul Mehillel Mishamai. He got the Messiah from Hillel and Shammai. Huaya Omer, he would say, Im Lamadet Torah Harbe, if you learned a lot of Torah, I mean, you really, you learned Mishnayos, you learned Gemara, you learned Chumash, you learned Mamish. Al Tagzik Torah Latzmecha, don't think you're so great. Kilakach Meitzarta. That's the purpose why you were created. It's a big thing. This Mishna says it all. Why were we created? We were created to learn Torah. V'gisa b'yamim b'layla. Chamisha Talmidim Ayolayla Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai had 5 spectacular Talmidim. Ve'elu hein Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkanus, Rabbi Shua ben Chananya, Rabbi Yossi HaKohen, Rabbi Shimon ben Nesanel, Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach. Hu Yamayna Shivkon. He would describe the special praise of each one. Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkanus was like a bar sud, like a pit coated with lime. She'enoi ma'abei tipa. He doesn't lose a drop. What you taught him, he retained. He didn't lose a drop. Rabbi Shua ben Chananya, Ashrei Yoladatai. Fortunate is the one who gave birth to him. Now, Rabbi Shua ben Chananya had wondrous character traits, and people who came across him would say, wow, fortunate is the parents that had him. Now, his mother was attributed greatly to his success. She took him when he was young to observe and to hear the words of the Torah scholars. And also, she brought his cradle to the Beis HaMedrash. Rabbi Yossi HaKohen Chassid, Yossi HaKohen went beyond the letter of the law, Lefnim Meshuras Hadin, and Rabbi Shimon ben Nesanel Yerei Chet, he was sin-fearing, and he did a syog, he made fences that he shouldn't come to sin. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach, Mayona Miskaber. He was like a spring that kept on renewing itself. So also he kept on having original ideas. Huaya Omer, he would say, Im yu kol chachma Yisrael b'kaf maznayim, if all of Klal Yisrael would be on one side of the scales, the Eliezer ben Hurkanus, if all the sages of Israel would be on one side of the scale, the Eliezer ben Hurkanus b'kaf, and Eliezer ben Hurkanus would be on the other side. Remember, Eliezer ben Hurkanus never forgot anything, so he retained the entire fountain of knowledge. Machriya es kulam. He would outweigh all of them. Abba Sholem in Mishmai, Abba Shol said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, when it comes to sharpness of Torah, Im yu kol chachma Yisrael b'kaf maznayim, and Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkanus afimam, and Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkanus was with them. Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach b'kaf shniya, and Rabbi Eliezer ben Arach, who was the Mayan HaMeskaber, who was always having new novelties, new chidushim, would be on the other side, machriya es kulam, he would outweigh all of them in regard to sharpness of learning. Amalahem, yeah.
Someone that's learned much Torah is in the, let's say, the upper 1 percentile of Klal Yisrael. So many people didn't do it, and he did it. Why can't he feel good about himself if he accomplished so much more than everybody else did?
Because he was also given extra capabilities. In other words, if you were given extra capabilities more than other people, why should you feel better than other people?
You don't know that from this Mishna that he was given extra capabilities. He just happened.
I don't understand. You're not asking a question. You're just asking a question about Gaiva?
No, I'm asking about this. It doesn't say in the Mishnah that he did it because of his extra capabilities. He worked hard and he did.
You don't work hard to be a bar shein and ma'abed.
No.
Oh, you're asking on the beginning of the Mishnah.
The beginning of the Mishnah, I'm sorry, the beginning of the Mishnah. He learned Torah Harbe, and he worked hard at it. He did so much more than let's say, most of Klal Yisrael. Why can't he feel good about himself? Yeah, he's supposed to do it, but no one else did it. He did it.
Wow.
Okay, so you have to know what it means. You have to know what it means, al tarzik tova la'atzmecha. When it says al tarzik tova la'atzmecha, it means don't think that you could say, okay, I could stop now. I can't stop now. Kilakach noitzarta. In other words, al tarzik tova la'atzmecha doesn't mean to say, don't think you're such a great guy. It means that don't think that, okay, I've reached way beyond anybody else, I can stop. Can't stop. Now, Amalahem, he said to them, he gave them now a mission. He says, you great 5 Talmidim, go out and see a Zuhi Derech Yesharish Yidbak Ba'adam. If you had to pick one thing, what should be a path that a person should choose? Rabbi Eliezer Aimer Ayin Tova. You should have a good eye, an eye that is satisfied with what it has, doesn't desire what other people have, and therefore that's an eye that won't be jealous, it's an eye that won't be stingy. Rabbi Yeshua Aimer Chaver Tov. Get yourself a good friend. A good friend will guide you when you need guidance. Rabbi Yossi says a good friend is good, but you don't always see your friend. A shachin tov, if you have a good neighbor who you see all the time, that's great. Reb Shimon Aimer Harayas Hanaylad. Reb Shimon says, if you could have foresight, having foresight is a great thing. Rabbi Lazar Aimer Leiv Tov, a good heart. Rabbeinu Yonah says a good heart is a tolerant person. A good heart is somebody that speaks softly. Rabbi Lazar Amalahem, so Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai, in weighing all these 5 answers, he says, Royani es divrei Lazar ben Arach midivrayim. I like the answer of Leiv Tov, shebechlal devarav divreichem, because included in everything, all of them are included in a Leiv Tov, in a good heart. Then he said to him, okay, now I want to hear the other side of the story. What's something that a person should avoid at all costs? Amalahem tzuru ezui derech ra sheyisrachek mimena ha'adam. What's something that a person should stay away from at all costs? Rebbe Eliezer Aimer Ayin Ra, a bad eye, an eye that begrudges people things, an eye that is stingy, basically Bilam's eye. Rabbi Yeshua Aimer Chavara, a bad friend, a bad friend. The churban that a bad friend could make. Rabbi Yossi Aimer Shochein Ra, a bad neighbor. Reb Shimon Aimer, Aloiva ve'ena mishalim, one who takes a loan and doesn't pay. This, by the way, is the opposite of Roya Sanoila. It's a person takes a loan, he doesn't make a cheshbon whether he's going to be able to pay or not. Echad Aloiva min Adam, when you take a loan from a person, it's as if you're taking a loan from Hashem. Because if you don't pay, then you're going to force Hashem to pay it for you, and then you're going to owe Hashem the money. Shenemar lo v'rasha v'lo yishalim, a wicked person takes a loan and doesn't pay. V'tzadik choinin v'noisen, Hashem, who is righteous, he is gracious, and he will give it. And therefore the man really now owes the money to Hashem. Rebbe Lazar Aimer Leiv Ra, a bad heart, a heart that's not easygoing, that's not tolerant, that doesn't speak softly. So Amalahem Roya Aniyas Divrei Elazar ben Arach Medivreichem. A Leiv Ra is something you should stay away from in all cost. Shebechlal Devarav Divreichem, including in his words, is your words. Reb Chanani ben Akasha Amaratza Kadosh Baruch Hu L'Zakos Yisrael